The road to Kuldhara disappears before you realize it's gone. One moment, your car is rattling along a dusty stretch outside Jaisalmer. The next, the headlights fall on nothing but sand and scattered stone ruins. Silent, watching. Your GPS has long since frozen, its last word blinking, recalculating. You step out. The air is wrong. Not hot, though it should be, but still. Too still, as if the desert has forgotten how to breathe. Kuldhara Village stretches ahead in broken lines of crumbling houses, their walls gnawed by time. Doorways gape like open mouths. No roofs, no doors, no life. But something is there. You tell yourself it's just the wind. You weren't supposed to come at night. The guide back in town warned you. People left in one night, he said. Not a single soul remained. They cursed the place so no one could ever live there again. You laughed. Abandoned villages always collect stories. That's how they survive. Now, standing at the edge of Kuldhara, you wonder if stories collect people instead. You walk in. The sand crunches beneath your shoes, louder than it should be. Each step echoes between the stone walls, returning to you half a second too late, like something is repeating your movements. You stop. The echo doesn't. One more step sounds behind you. You turn. Nothing. You try to leave. The path you came from is gone. In its place, more ruins. Endless rows of houses, each identical, each empty. You check your phone. No signal. The battery, which was at 68%, now reads 12%. A whisper brushes past your ear. Not wind. A voice. Too soft to understand. You pick a direction and walk. Every house you pass feels occupied, not with movement, but with attention. You catch glimpses in the corners of your eyes, shapes in doorways, silhouettes just inside the shadows. Whenever you look directly, they vanish. Except once. In one doorway, you see a figure. A woman, draped in something pale, her face turned away. Her hair hangs long and tangled down her back. You freeze. "Hello?" you call. She doesn't move. Relief trickles in. A trick of the light, a bush, a shadow. Her head turns. Not her body, just her head. Too far, too fast. You hear a crack, not from her neck, but from inside your own chest. You run. Your footsteps pound through the narrow pathways, but now they aren't alone. Dozens of steps echo around you, behind you, beside you, ahead of you. You're not running through Kuldhara, you're being run through. The whispers grow louder, overlapping. Why did you come? Why did you come? Why did you come? You stumble into a central square. At least it looks like one. In the middle stands a well. You remember reading about it, or maybe someone told you, or maybe something put the memory in your head. You approach slowly. The whispers stop. Silence crashes down so suddenly it makes your ears ring. You look into the well. Darkness. Then movement. Something shifts far below. Not water, not reflection. Faces. Dozens. No, hundreds. Pressed together, staring up, their eyes wide, their mouths open. Not screaming, waiting. A hand touches your shoulder. You spin around. The woman stands inches from your face. Her eyes are wrong, too deep, like they go inward forever. Her mouth opens, and all the whispers pour out at once. You weren't invited. You try to scream, but your voice is gone. Your body won't move. Behind her, the entire village begins to change. Figures step out of every doorway. Men, women, children. their movements jerky, unnatural, like puppets learning how to walk again. They surround you. The woman raises a hand. The ground beneath you gives way. You fall, not into the well, but into something deeper. A place where the air is thick with voices, where time doesn't pass, where everyone who enters Kuldhara eventually ends up. Days later, your car is found at the edge of the desert. Doors open, keys still inside. No sign of you, just footprints leading into the ruins, and another set following closely behind. If you ask around in Mumbai about the most haunted place in the city, one name comes up again and again: Mukesh Mills. Burned, abandoned, and sealed off after a mysterious fire decades ago, it sits near the sea, silent, crumbling, and avoided after sunset. Film crews still try to use it sometimes. They rarely stay long. Rohan didn't believe the stories. A freelance videographer, he had filmed in worse places: graveyards, abandoned hospitals, old factories. To him, Mukesh Mills was just another atmospheric location, perfect for a horror shoot. "Just don't stay after dark," the watchman told him. Rohan smirked. "That's when it looks best." The watchman didn't argue. The crew arrived in the afternoon. The place looked exactly like the photos: broken walls, rusted beams, patches of black soot still clinging to the stone like something that refused to fade. And the smell? Faint, burnt, as if the fire had never really gone out. They started filming. At first, everything went smoothly. Sunlight filtered through the broken roof, casting long shadows. The director was thrilled. But as evening approached, things began to feel off. Not dramatically, just small things. A light flickering for no reason, a microphone picking up static. One of the assistants swore she heard footsteps on the upper floor, though no one was there. "Old building," Rohan said. "It happens." Still, he found himself glancing over his shoulder more often. By sunset, most of the crew had packed up. "I'm not staying here after dark," someone muttered. One by one, they left, until only Rohan remained. He wanted one last shot, a slow pan through the main hall, capturing the darkness swallowing the structure. Perfect ending. He set up his camera, hit record. The red light blinked on. At first, the frame showed exactly what he expected: empty space, broken pillars, shadows stretching endlessly. Then, something moved. Rohan frowned, checking the screen. At the far end of the hall, near a collapsed wall, a shape flickered into view. Not clearly, just darker than the darkness around it. "Hello?" he called. No answer. He stepped forward. The camera kept recording. The shape didn't disappear. It stayed there, waiting. Rohan raised the camera, zooming in slightly. For a moment, the image distorted, static rippling across the screen, and then it cleared. Someone was standing there, a woman, draped in something pale, her back turned to him, completely still. Rohan exhaled sharply. "Hey, we're done shooting. You shouldn't be here." No response. He took another step. The floor creaked loudly beneath him. The woman didn't react. "Ma'am?" he tried again. Still nothing. A strange unease crept in. Something about her posture felt wrong. Too rigid, too deliberate. The camera in his hand flickered again. The image glitched, and for a split second, the woman wasn't facing away. She was facing him. Rohan's breath caught. He lowered the camera instinctively, looked up. She was still turned away. Rohan swallowed hard. Then, almost against his will, he lifted the camera again. Now, she was closer. Rohan staggered back. He hadn't seen her move, hadn't heard footsteps, but she was undeniably closer. Okay, that's enough," he muttered, backing away. The air felt heavier, hotter. The faint smell of burning grew stronger. The camera crackled, audio spiking wildly, and beneath the static, a sound, soft, like someone breathing through smoke. Rohan turned to run, but the exit wasn't where it had been. The doorway he had entered through now led only to another dark corridor, endless, unfamiliar. No, no, no! Rohan spun around. She was standing right behind him now, closer than should have been possible. Her face, he couldn't fully see it, not because of darkness, but because it looked unnatural, blurred, as if the air itself refused to hold it together. "You shouldn't have stayed," she said softly. The camera dropped from his hands. It hit the floor but didn't stop recording. The video was recovered the next day. The crew returned with the watchman after Rohan didn't answer his phone. They found his equipment scattered in the main hall, but Rohan was gone. The video, however, remained, shaky, distorted, but clear enough. It shows Rohan backing away, breathing hard, whispering to himself. It shows him turning in circles, unable to find the exit. It shows the shadows around him thickening. And in the final seconds, just before the recording cuts, the camera tilts slightly, as if something has picked it up. For a brief moment, the lens captures a figure standing very close, watching. Then, a voice, not Rohan's, not anyone's they recognized, soft, calm, almost curious. "Another one?" The screen goes black. To this day, locals warn anyone who visits Mukesh Mills, leave before sunset, because the place doesn't just remember the fire, it remembers everyone who stayed too long, and sometimes it doesn't let them leave. They say the forest near Nale Ba doesn't belong to anyone anymore. Not the villagers, not the hunters, not even the gods. It belongs to her. No one agrees on what Nale Ba actually means. Some say it's a warning scratched onto doors, "Come tomorrow." Others whisper it's not a phrase at all, but a name, a calling, an invitation. And once you hear it, you've already answered. Arjun didn't believe in any of that. He came to the village chasing a story, urban legends, disappearing livestock, strange markings painted in chalk on every door. Nale Ba. The villagers refused to talk about it directly. They would smile nervously, shut their doors early, and hang neem leaves above their windows. "Just don't answer if someone calls you at night," one old man told him, "no matter who it sounds like." Arjun laughed. "What if it is someone I know?" The old man didn't laugh back. That night, Arjun stayed in a small mud house at the edge of the forest. He set up his camera, his recorder, his notes. He was determined to prove it was all mass hysteria. By midnight, the village had gone silent. No dogs barking, no insects, no wind, just silence. Then, a knock. 3 slow taps on the wooden door. Arjun froze, then smiled. Perfect. "Who is it?" he called out. No answer. Another knock, this time softer, almost polite. Then a voice. "Arjun?" His smile faded. It was his mother's voice, soft, familiar, impossible. She had died 3 years ago. "Arjun, open the door, it's me." His throat went dry. He stepped closer, his hand hovering near the latch. "This isn't funny," he muttered, though no one in the village even knew his story. "Please," the voice said, "it's cold out here." A pause, then quieter. "Don't you recognize your own mother?" Something scratched against the door, not knocking now, scratching, like fingernails dragging slowly down the wood. Arjun's breath quickened. He glanced at the chalk writing on the inside of the door. Nale Ba, come tomorrow. A trick, that's all it was. He reached for the latch. The scratching stopped. Silence again. Then, a whisper right behind his ear. You already let me in. Arjun spun around. The room was empty, but the smell hit him first. Wet earth and something rotten. His camera flickered. The recorder crackled to life on its own, and in the far corner of the room, where the shadows pooled too thickly, something moved. Not walking, not crawling, unfolding. Limbs stretched at wrong angles, too long, too many. A face, or something shaped like one, emerged from the darkness. Its skin sagged like it didn't quite fit, and its voice, his mother's voice. Why didn't you open the door? Arjun stumbled back, slamming into the wall. You're not real, he whispered. The thing tilted its head, then smiled, too wide, too deep. You called me when you listened. Outside, the village remained silent. No one came to help. No one ever does. Because everyone in Nale Ba knows it doesn't matter if you open the door, if you hear the voice, if you hesitate, if you recognize it, she's already inside. The next morning, the villagers found Arjun's house empty. No signs of struggle, just his recorder still running, and carved into the inside of the door, deep and jagged as if etched by bone, Nale Ba. But beneath it, something new had been added. In uneven, trembling lines, I opened the door. Thanks for watching. Your support means a lot to me. See you next time.